Hi guys, it's Moz here from Moz6510 Models, and on the workbench today I've got something a little bit different. This is the tale of two model kits. Airfix, it seems like, have two different toolings for the Concorde. Now, if you were watching my channel last month, I put this one up because this one's the latest release, which is the vintage classic one, which is actually a reboxing of the very first tooling from back in 1966. It was tooled in 1966. But as history shows us, there was another tooling done 11 years later, which is this one, and it was tooled in 1977. And so what I thought I would do, I would unbox both of them and let's just see what the differences are between both kits. It's going to be a little bit tricky to do this because I want to make sure that we keep everything all separate, and I've got very little space here on my workbench to do this, but we're going to have a little go anyway. Before we open the box, I'd just like to say that only 10% of the people who watch this channel are subscribers, and it would really help the channel if you could just subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when I put out a new video. And remember, to subscribe to this channel is free. Right, that's out the way. Let's look inside the box. So first off, whatever's in this box is from the 1977 tooling. Whatever's in this box is the 1966 tooling. Okay, we're going to try and keep it that way. So as we open up both boxes, I thought that we would go through and just see if there's any differences. Obviously, the first difference you can see is this, that they had the parts basically on two sets of sprues, here and here, whereas this one came with odd bits and pieces. It came with this one here. This was all separate in the box. So you had the two fuselage parts, then you had the wings, then you had this section here which had the wheels and gearing on, and then you had this section here which had some of the flaps and also some gearing on as well. But this one here basically came as in two parts, which looks like this one also has the paints, the original paints. So there's, I think this must have gone hard there. It clearly has gone hard. But it came with three paints. The cement seems a little bit, yeah, it still seems a little bit soft. But I think the paints have had it, you know, I can't remember what this tooling was for this kit one here. I think, if I go on scale mates and see, I think it was 1994 this one came out with all the sets in. Let's have a quick look at the fuselage parts first. Clearly you can see this came in white. This one's come in a grey, which is like their normal standard colour. And let's have a little look at the plane itself. Oh, it does seem a little bit shorter, very slightly shorter. Seems a little bit bigger as well. The doors on here, you see the doors are quite big on there. There's no door on the back there. There's not even an etching for a door. Remember, this is the prototype version, so there may be a difference in the actual finish of the Concorde. Whether the prototype, I presume the prototype was the same size. We'll have to have a look at, you know, going back. But they've clearly got the cutout is a lot better here, for where the nose comes up and they have that extra cover that goes across the window that pulls up and covers that section there. Obviously you can't have the nose down on these, but unless you cut it yourself. The wing is about the same length as well, so the wings are the same in width wise anyway. The glass seems to be a lot smaller, so I wonder what the glass is in here, if there is a piece of glass sprue. Let's have a little look, see if they've done a glass for this one. It must be the instructions here of putting it together. Have they got glass in this one, or is it just plain, they're just going to go by the hose for this one? So this one here doesn't have glass, it looks like. I'm just looking, I can't see any glass. I just presume they've just left the hose there and then you spray around it. So there's no glass in this kit. There's one on the front, there's a piece of glass, I assume, but there is no glass going up through the fuselage. I'm just looking now, I can't see any. You put your 5 gram in the front there so it doesn't become a tail sitter. But yeah, I can't see any glass in this one. So we're going to say that there is no glass in this kit here. Whereas the 1966 tooling does come with lots of pieces of clear glass to go into the kit. Alright, so there's one difference for you already. No glass in this one, but there is in this one. And the length is a lot shorter. Just look at the tail here. Mind you, you know, that's quite extended. That if we put it there to there, it's not that far much difference. As you can see, that's really basic details. The gearing looks the same. They've got the I could call them half moons, but you know, they've got there. That's a different shape on the actual engines there. Then you've got one block there for the engine, whereas this one is about the same as well, which is a different way to put it together. Bit more detail underneath it, as you can see, a bit more detail. But yeah, as I said, there doesn't seem to be too much difference. But I said this is the prototype one. Looking at the wings, let's have a look at the wings. There's a lot more detail of wings on the wings here. You can see there's a lot more and it's raised panel lines, same. But if you just put these up to the same, the lines, there you go. Let's put them up there. Yeah, the line seems to be a little bit different. There's 1, 2, 3 sections there, where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections there. As you remember, this is the prototype one, so whether they change it during the prototype, from prototype to when they manufactured them. And the wing has more of a curve. This is more straight curve. This one's got more of a pronounced curve in it, if you see what I mean. If I put him up close, you see the difference there? Whoops. It's got more of a pronounced curve, so you see the difference. Make sure that I'm on camera. So yeah, so the wings are slightly different. The way they attach is the same, I believe. You've got that section there that goes in. So they would, yeah, so, you know, there's difference on that sort of side. Let's look at the other piece. The same, it's basically, it's two halves in it put together. These have got all your gearing on. This has got more of your engine pieces on. There's your doors there for the Concorde. And yeah, it's some nice details. So there's a lot more detail on the you know, a lot more panel lines and stuff. As I said, it's all raised panel lines. So there you go. That's really the difference between the two kits. Let's look at the decals. Obviously, you're going to have nice decals with this one. And so look at the decals on here. The side, haven't I? There you go. So just a quick check of the decals. You get an Air France and a British Airways version, and this one. So you know, you've got the flag there, Union Jack, and you've got the new style British Airways that side. So you know, for 1994, not looking too bad. And this one here is the original BOAC version, but these are cartograph ones, and they do look nice. So yeah, that's really the difference between them. You know, it's really interesting how they thought about the kit differently, and they've re-released this one as a vintage classic, and they're re-releasing this one as a gift set. So you're going to get your paints and your brushes and your glue to do it for, you know, do that kit with. But yeah, just having a quick look through, you know. More detail on the wheels for this one here. More detail on the wheels. And yeah, as I said, I can't really say much more than that. I'm just trying to find the piece of glass for this one. I hope it's come with the glass. There's the glass there. And as you can see, there's the glass. As you see, you've got that cover there that comes down on the... As I said, 3 pieces of glass in this kit. whereas this one here, you've got loads for the vintage classic version. So there you go. Yeah, clearly there was difference in lengths, difference with different panel lines, different details on the kits. And, you know, this one here doesn't come with glass, whereas this one does. You know, so you can do the glass all the way along the fuselage. This one here is just going to be little pinholes, basically. And, you know, they've come with the British Airways schemes and the French scheme. This one comes with the BOAC original prototype scheme. So yeah, you've got the two there. They're 11 years apart. You can buy both kits now. Well, you can't just yet. You can buy this one. This one's available now from Airfix website. This one here is coming out this year as a gift set, so you can have a choice of which one you want to build. But there you go. That was the Airfix Concorde from 1966 and 1977. If you liked the video, click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that bell to be notified on any new videos. Any questions, any comments, put them in the box below and I do reply. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.